What's good with it, fam? You already know what it is. It's been a while since I had my face up here. By the way, I gotta remember to look up at the camera. Make eye-to-eye contact with you guys. But I got a nice little video set up, planned for us, man. I've been up since 6 in the morning, stringing all this up together for you guys. It's not gonna be a quick video. It's gonna be a simple one though. But we're gonna look at Bitcoin and how it is that the elections and the halving cycles have played effect on Bitcoin's price action in the past, and where it is we'll be moving forward in the future. And we already know what happens to Bitcoin trickles down the ladder. It'll happen to Ethereum. It'll happen to XRP. It'll happen to all the other shit coins, altcoins, micro caps, all of it. Bitcoin is the main ticker. So we have to talk about Bitcoin first. The layout that I do have for you guys today, let me move this real quick. Boom, boom. We'll be looking at, this is BTC. And I'm gonna go ahead and write it up here for you guys too, so you can understand. I don't want you to get anything misunderstood here. We're gonna put this in orange. Bam. Here we go. So we got BTC here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna compare Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the others chart with each other, and we're going to see exactly what happens whenever it is that we come towards a halving in the election period. So real simple, really simple. Let me get this ready for you guys. I already got these drawings mapped out for you too, so the video can go a lot smoother. We don't even have to stress ourselves. Who wants to stress themselves, man? So first and foremost, let's go ahead and look at the trends that Bitcoin have been setting so far. We have been within this, I guess you can say, like a bull flag, very, very macro bull flag in Bitcoin, to where we are just balling up into this pressure zone right here. Of course, we're not about to say we're going to break towards the upside or the downside as of yet, at least, but it's interesting to see exactly how it is that Bitcoin has been moving forward. It's easy to call the bottoms. It's easy to call the tops as long as you have this right here played out for you. Of course, the first cycle was the first cycle of Bitcoin. It was just kind of all over the place. We ain't even gonna discuss it. We're not going to discuss it as much because it wasn't too much data to really be using in Bitcoin. But as we look at the halvings of Bitcoin, we're gonna see what happens to the price action of Bitcoin when the halvings hit. So go ahead and put the halvings back up here for you guys. And as you can see, most of the time whenever we do come to a halving, it is somewhat of a sell-off period around the halving. It happens time and time again, and it will continue to happen. It's just a sell-off event. Short term. Like I said, we're gonna look at a macro viewpoint of it, but as you can see, we was up here around $771, and we came all the way down to about $550 here. It's a small little sell-off. It was a massive sell-off at the time. In fact, if you want to look at it percentage-wise, from the top of that right here to the bottom, we fell 26% during that halving period. Also during this one's a little bit more drastic because of this was the year of COVID, and so the whole economy was kind of like up and down. It was a lot down, but it was just very, very volatile. So it's kind of hard to map out exactly what's going on with this region right here. It's just because it was a lot of panic being spread around the market. And as you can see right now in this cycle that we're in at the moment, also a sell-off. And so far we're at like a 25% sell-off for Bitcoin within a halving. Now, I do want to make a note that I believe that this cycle will be reminiscent of the 2016 and 17 bull run, and not so much like this one. I do predict we might have like a double top. I do predict that, and I will make a case for that in a second. But at the moment, let's go ahead and look and see how it is that we, what happens whenever we put the elections together with the halving, and we'll just, look at the past and we'll see what it is that we can find. So as you can see during the election periods though, that's when we really start to take off after the elections. Happens every single time. Even if you go all the way back right here, the halving in the election happened right here, but it's like after, let me zoom in for you guys. It's like after the election hit though, that's when Bitcoin started going upwards trend, and then it shot up even more after the halving during the first cycle. And even in this cycle right here, after the election happened, which is in blue right here, boom, shot up. After this election, shot up. After this election, most likely is going to shoot up. Now, the thing about it is, people want to know what's going to happen right now. So let's just take a quick little look, man. This is a little like I said, I have these put up as well. So pretty much during, like right after the halving, we sell off going into the halving, and after the halving and to the election is just pure consolidations. Pure consolidations. Now I'll show you exactly what I mean. Just sideways movement. Sideways. We're not going up, we're not going down. Like, of course, if you zoom in, there's a lot of volatility, but in a macro sense, for like these are months. It's like in June, the election happened in November. So what is that? Like 4 months? 4 months of just straight sideways action. Right here too, this is in May. This right here is in November. Same thing. It's like 4 to 6 months of just sideways action. Still, this is in April. This right here is in November. I feel like every cycle just get prolonged, to be honest with you, because because of the dates. And so the election is getting further and further away from the halving. You can't really do nothing about that. But like I said, sideways movement. You can see it, sideways movement. I got it colored yellow just to let you know that it slowed down momentum. But what happens afterwards? It was nothing but expansion. Bam. Expansion. And what's going to happen this time? 9 times out of 10, it's going to be expansion right after the election, or at least within this little area right here. So when can we really see Bitcoin just take off? Like literally, like being a definitive price discovery moment? Probably right after elections, man. It is what it is. You just got to wait for it. It is what it is, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And what's going to happen to alts when this happens? Well, there's something easy to look at, honestly. So let's go ahead and remove these support lines for you real quick, and we're going to take a quick little look at Ethereum. Like I said, I already got Ethereum and everything up here. Just make everything easier for us. So what happened to Ethereum during this period here? Well, we had a little bit of a sell-off, and that's typical because we just had a Bitcoin halving. If Bitcoin goes down a little bit, selling off into the halving, then all coins outside of Bitcoin take more drastic measures to the downside. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. You have to understand that Bitcoin goes up 1%, Ethereum goes up 5%, and vice versa. Bitcoin goes down 1%, Ethereum can drop down 5%. So even though Bitcoin might have did like a 20% decrease right there, let's see, look at Ethereum. It did a complete 57%. Oh, that's a little bit more. So this is say 50% decrease. So it kind of gives you an idea of what it is I'm talking about. Same thing going to the top. If Bitcoin goes up 20, this goes up 50%. You know, it is what it is. But as you can see, it was downwards movement on Ethereum, meaning your alts got destroyed. Only thing different about this cycle right here is that since we had so much liquidity exit because of COVID, a little early, right, like way early before the halving period. When the halving hit, it was like we already done priced it into the market. So at that point, we're just going up because people are just, they're getting cheaper prices. A lot of people G'd their bags. A lot more people was being smart, getting into the market. And right after the election, that's when we took off. And you can see during this whole time period, Ethereum was going crazy. And even when we add in others chart, the others chart was doing the exact same thing. It was also chatting up. So a lot of altcoins was really going crazy. But like again, even in this period, it was a sell-off. Others, which is every project excluding the top 10. So from Bitcoin all the way down to the number 10 project, take those out of the equation, and this is other. This is all your shitcoin, altcoin bags right here. And that's pretty much what happened. Had a nice little sell-off. And like I said, even in this cycle, since we already priced in the sell-off, we were just moving up, chatting up into after the election, and then we went parabolic a little later on afterwards. And even in this cycle here, like I said, it's a little bit more reminiscent of the 17 to 18 bull run. We're in a sell-off period. Bitcoin's going sideways just like it did, but Ethereum's in a sell-off, is going towards the downside, and others is also in the sell-off going towards the downside until we curve up out of here. Matter of fact, we're gonna curve our way right up on out of here and take off. Same thing with Ethereum. We're gonna come down, take off. Bitcoin, we're just gonna move sideways for the most part. Is it not drawing anything? Oh, and then take off. This is where I believe that we're at. This is my thesis of when it is that we're really going to take off. It's going to be right after the election, just based off of previous data. You know, I'm giving you guys hard, evident, straight data. It's not just me hyping you up. Sometimes I do get up here. You know, we look at it in a micro sense, and you kind of get lost in the sauce. Honestly, you get lost in the sauce because you're looking at it in a very, very, very small intervals when Bitcoin has over a decade of price history, and it's way easier to predict where it is that we're going, you know, instead of you just looking at it on a day-to-day sense. That's why I don't day trade. I do not day trade because it's very, very hard. It's not extremely hard, don't get me wrong, but it's hard to really like time the market. You have to really, really know what you're doing to be a successful day trader. But when it comes to investments, and you can look at it at a more broad sense, a little bit, you know, look at the big picture and not just a small pixel of the picture, then you can really understand where it is that it's moving, how the world is adapting it, and, you know, make your plays by what it is that you learn that way. Now, like I said, I got a prediction for you guys as far as where Bitcoin will be going in the future, and let me go ahead and show you where it is I'm talking about so you can understand. You can understand me. Fibonacci retracement. What is a Fibonacci retracement? You come from the previous all-time high, you go down to its bear market, right? So start at the previous all-time high, and you come down to the bear market. It shows you the levels in which Bitcoin has to travel up. The most significant one that gets touched 99% of the time is the 1.618 extension on the Fibonacci retracement. It always gets touched, and it's a very respectable line to look at, you know, to gauge your trades and see how everything is moving. Now, a full extension will be the 3.618, which would be all the way up here at the purple line. As you can see, last cycle, from measuring that alone, we hit it right there on the money. Double topped it. So we hit it, boom, came back down, bounced off the 1.618, and then hit it again. These lines are respected. If you really look into it, we'll come up, boom, we retested before we even bounced up. Then when we got stuck, came back down to retest it again. Yeah, you see. So this is very, very respectable to use. Now we're gonna use it on this cycle right here. Go to the top, all the way down to the bottom. I'm stretching it out just so you guys can get a full history of how it is I believe this is going to go. Now, like I said, this last cycle was, I believe it was cut short because of the whole zone right here with COVID, or as we would have did the exact same thing and had a complete blow off top. This is like this market. And like I said, I do believe that we're about to be reminiscent of this one right here, right? We're going to have like a nice blow off top. Granted, everything in the economy goes in the direction that it's going, which is not too bad, not too shabby. Alrighty, so when it comes to Bitcoin cycle, we know it's a 4-year cycle, but what does that 4 years really consist of? Well, it's a year going down and it's 3 years going up. That's typically how the cycle goes, and it's very easy to measure this stuff out. Like I said, get up here, you just, you know, use your stuff. Now, another thing you can do is measure from bottom to bottom. You know, like the bottom of the bear market to the bottom of the bear market, it matches pretty much identical between all cycles. It really does. Really does. Same thing with the tops. They match. Let me show you. So you can start right here at this top. Boom. You can come to this one, right? Bam. How many days is that? Almost 1,500. You come to this one right here. Matching right back up. Boom. Where did it stop at? There's a little more, but look at this zone right here where Bitcoin topped out at right here. So it's pretty close. Then we fell down, right? It's pretty close. You can't really unsee that. Like, it's almost undeniable. So let's say we start our ways right here, and this is our little cycle. This is our 4-year cycle. What would the next top be? You know, this is saying December 2025, which I do believe next year will be the end of the bull run for sure. I don't think it's going to reach all the way out to December, because like I said, that first cycle right here, it was prolonged, but I don't really think it's going to be prolonged this time. I really not think so. I think it's going to end more so in the summertime or in the springtime. It's a little bit, you know, a lot of bit before what these two have done, because how diminishing returns operate. So if we can say that, right, And we can also see how it's always a touch right here on this upper trending line. We can kind of map out how high we want to go with Bitcoin. Granted that we continue this pattern that we're going through. So I'm going to go ahead and move this out the way. We already know somewhat of a time span of when it will be ending. And like I said, I believe that we're going to be reminiscent of this last cycle here, where we have a massive blow off top, and it's not like crazy economic headwind. I hope everything stays the way it's going. I really do. That way we can really shine, including the fact that we got a lot of institutions getting into the market. Governments are talking about implementing it into their national treasure balance sheet. Fucking crazy. Who don't want to be involved with this cycle? Congratulations if you are, by the way. We're gonna get this bag. But as you can see, what am I trying to do? What am I trying to do, y'all? Oh my gosh. All this rambling. I can literally see us just making a move somewhat. Matter of fact, I know what I want to use. Bam. I can see us making the moves like such. Boom, 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 boom. As we climb our way up, go through the extension here and stop somewhere. Like I said, I believe that we're going to touch this top line, right? So it depends on exactly how long the cycle's really going to last. So if you believe that the cycle's going to end around the early parts of the year 2025, let's just say like February, March, or something like that. If that's when you think it's going to end, then price will most likely go to around 2,050K all the way up to almost 300K. Honestly, it has that potential to do so. It really does. A lot of people think it's going to go a lot shorter. I don't think so. It's a lot of extra money, institutions. Like, all this is driven by retail. Now it's institutions. They're coming with the billions of dollars. So I do believe that we can really push this thing up to about 300K on the, on the bullish side of things. If we're drawing out towards the end of the year, next year, it'll be reaching all the way up to like 350 to, let's see, we're December at all the way up to 400K. That'd be crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think we're gonna get that high. But like I said, I believe around June, that's when we'll be topping out around 300K. So from 250 to 300K, that's pretty much where I believe we're gonna be hitting on Bitcoin. Just to give you guys just a little prediction. That is my best estimation. We're gonna have a nice little blow off top from this Fibonacci retracement, hit the trend line, and then make our way back down, make a bear market bottom at around probably 100K, 150K until we start working our way back up. That is my best guess. You can go ahead and quote me on it because I'm standing by it. I believe that's what's gonna happen. All right, you got it. You got the sauce. You pretty much understand what's going on. So we're going to wait until after the elections. We're going to see this market run crazy. Altcoin season is going to go crazy. All your biggest bags that you got in SHIB, Pepe, Casper, ETH, Cardano, XRP, all that stuff is going to go fucking bananas. So you just got to buckle your seats up. Do not hop out the markets. I'm telling you this right now. Plus, everything I just told you guys is not, don't take my word. Not financial advice. Do what the hell you want to do with your own money. Just give me a little bit of sauce. Give you a little bit of suggestions. But until next time.